Hey, hey, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Stephanie,
And I'm Chris.
and welcome to our story. These photos that you will be viewing today were taken at the Chihuly Garden and Glass in Seattle, Washington.
Yeah, so these photos will give you an opportunity to see how good that Canon R5 really can pull out those photos.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think you were mentioning that the glass was backlit, which was phenomenal because you were able to kind of reach in and just kind of grab all of the colors in the glass, and I think that's pretty amazing. I messed up because when I went in initially, I had my flash on because I had it in manual, but as soon as I threw it into automatic, then my photos started coming out
Yeah,
well
because
too.
when we walked in, we really didn't know what to expect.
No, we
This is
didn't.
not one of those situations where you can go in beforehand, take
Right.
some test shots.
Hmm.
When you go in, you've paid your money, so you
Yep.
got to make the best of it. So when we went in, we realized, well, I realized that the sculptures were backlit.
Hmm.
So I really didn't need to do much with it because usually if you're taking pictures in a dark setting, you know that you can get a lot of background noise because you just don't have the amount of light necessary. But these sculptures were professionally lit, so they were perfect for photography. There was actually quite a few other photographers in there who were taking pictures while we were there.
Yeah, I didn't know it was going to be so dark. I felt like we were in a really dark room, and was no light. The only light was emitting from the glass. So I really like this shot because the green spikes remind me of like the punk rocker hairstyles, and then you said it remind you of like Jolly
Yeah, like
Ranchers.
those Jolly Rancher candies. Now, this right here kind of shows how what lens you choose to put in your bag or carry for the day will dictate the kind of pictures you
Oh
will
yeah,
take.
definitely.
This was an amazing sculpture. It was hanging from the roof of like this solarium
Hmm.
or this
Glass structure.
greenhouse.
Yeah, it was lovely.
And because I picked a lens that was primarily designed for zoom, I wasn't able to take that wide angle picture that I wanted to take. But it still came out great.
It was absolutely beautiful, and I believe that bouquet from the ceiling just really stole the show. And that's really all I could concentrate on when we got into that room.
Now, this right here is when that lens showed out. I've seen millions of different pictures of the Seattle Space Needle, but never
Right.
have I seen one from this angle. So I think this is one of those pictures that I'm going to blow up and frame and then put up in the office.
I just like how you captured it from the underbelly of it, which was really cool, and then the flowers kind of framed it out, which I think is absolutely beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. I definitely think that was one of the better photos of the day for sure, 100%. All right, this photo here was a lot of fun. We just thought that Kai and I wanted to mark the occasion and make sure we had a photo together. I really like the glass bouquet in the back. You can kind of see it outside there with the garden. It's just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, plus they're both very photogenic, so it was an easy photo to take.
Well, I'm not photogenic. Kaya is very photogenic. I feel like I have to have 1,000 photos taken of me until I'm like, okay, yeah, that one would work out of all of those
That's not true
photos.
at all.
Yeah, it is. It is. All right, these next four shots are of Kaya. I call it the jump series, where I had her do a series of jumps, just because I wanted to see how it translated over into the camera. Sometimes I watch like photographers that'll put like videos out on YouTube, and I really wanted to try it. I really like this one, kind of captured the energy in her hair. She's got major height on her jump, and then all of the beautiful colors from like the trees and the concrete in the background. I really thought that Canon did a really good job just pulling that out. Again, here, I really liked how her red Converses matched the red in the Jeep, and then the red down the street there on the right. And it was just wonderful. Again, we're getting the energy this time from her arms, so the outreach of her arms. And I feel like that it just kind of brings it all together. And I don't know, I'm a real big fan of the jump shot. I think because there's a lot of excitement and creativity that comes along with it.
I like the vertical leap. It really shows how high she can jump. When I was her age, my vertical leap was nowhere near that. Probably couldn't slide a sheet of paper under my vertical leap when I was her age.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So not very high.
But
All
it
right.
also shows how important it is to pick the right time of day to go outside in the right situations. Like, as you can remember back to the video we took a few last week where we were on a Centennial Trail, it was really harsh light and it was hard to control the exposure within the camera. But because we had that overcast, the lighting is even throughout all the pictures, and it's really easy to pull those colors out and post.
And you prefer a cloudier day, I
Yes.
prefer a sunnier day. And that's just how it works. And we're not going to always be the
Yeah.
same. Now, this is my favorite shot. I actually got this printed and framed, because this is one of my most favorite pictures I've taken so far. I just love the iridescent of the background. And when we were coming up the steps, I saw it. I was like, "Oh, hey Kaya, can you climb up on this concrete block and jump when you get to the top?" And she did, and she's just such a very flexible and so amazing. And so I just absolutely, that's like one of my most favorite pictures of all time.
Now, I like this picture here because it can be really hard sometimes to find a situation like this to where you can bring the whole picture into focus and
Hmm.
both the model and the background are both telling a story.
Yeah. My favorite part about this particular photo are the words in the background. So you've got some that are in cursive, and then you've got some that are printed. And I just think it, again, that lends itself to additional creativity within the photo, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
I love creativity.
Now, I really like this picture here because I think that it's a lot going on. But
Hmm.
even though you have all this going on, your eyes still go right to the model in the picture. I
Hmm.
think that these bamboo shaders bring a lot of texture to the photos. I think the sky is really great and it has a lot of great colors in there.
What I didn't care for about this photo are the cars on the right hand side. So I wish those cars weren't there. I feel like the photo would have been a better photo.
I actually think it adds to the photo. I think I wouldn't change anything about this photo.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. This photo I really liked because it really, like, Kaya looks busy, like she looks really busy on her phone, and you're taking a photo of something, and I just really like the composition of the shot, but it just wasn't working for me in color. And so I thought, well, let me try it in black and white, and sure enough, I put a little vignette on the corners, and this picture just pops in black and white. And I do feel like there are some photos that just relay better in black and white. What
I
about
thought
you?
it's bringing a lot of that teenage energy, always on your phone energy.
No, 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 no. Okay, again, so Krishan really gravitates toward cloudy days. I gravitate more toward sunny days. And this shows in this photo, you can see it's really overcast. And so what happened is my camera is pretty much on automatic as I'm learning. And as soon as I tried to take the shot, the flash popped up. And so we have a flash on this particular photo. I didn't like the fact that it had the flash, but I do like that the flash brought out the camera strap and then the top of Krishan's hood. So
Yeah, I think it did add a lot to the photo. That flash did allow you to bring out some details in the photos that wouldn't have come out as well with more shadows.
now I really like this shot because I feel like my shot should tell a story, and I feel like if nobody knew who you guys were, this shot just really kind of says it all. What we were out there doing that day. So we were out there, we were seizing the moment, we were capturing nature from our perspective. And I think it just really shows in this photo, shows that you and Kaya are really busy at work taking photos. Again, the same situation in this. I just came around and took it from a different angle. Now, can you see that it's telling a different story?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And for those who are asking, we bought her a camera when she was
Yeah,
probably
like
11,
nine or
like 19,
10.
11,
Yeah.
and she touched it twice.
Yeah. And she seems to be a little bit more interested in now, but she definitely has other hobbies. She likes to sew, she likes to walk, she's interested in math and science. And so I guess that's what makes us all very different and all diversified. But I like that too because then people tend to take pictures from different aspects
All
too.
right, now let's get into what actually happened. So we went out there to take pictures of the glass sculptures,
Yep.
but being married to a social butterfly.
Oh goodness.
So we go in, I'm taking pictures. I look up and there's a lady leaned against one of the sculptures. I'm like, oh, that's a beautiful pose. And I turn around and I see Stephanie taking pictures. So 15 minutes into
Yeah,
the
we weren't
glass
there long.
garden,
Yeah.
she was on first name basis with two models and all the security
I
guards.
was security guard. She's silly. No, I saw her look, and I was like, man, that would make a amazing photo. I'm just gonna take a risk it biscuit, right? So I went up and I asked her, I was like, oh, you're gorgeous. I love your outfit. Do you mind if I take some photos of you? And she was like, oh, sure. She was like, it's amazing. I've always wanted to have a photo shoot, and I love, where we are right now, and just, you can take as many pictures of me as you want. So I thought that was a fine opportunity to really kind of explore my skill level because this is actually the first person that I didn't know that I shot. So Krishan, talk about this one because this is my most favorite.
So this is the picture I was able to take. Like she was very photogenic, and I thought that the background really brought a nice halo to her. I thought this was a great opportunity to try to bring out the background as well as highlight the model all in one shot. And she definitely gave all the energy, and the photos came out really good.
Okay, well, I definitely appreciate you guys for joining us today. And remember, do something nice for someone today.
And remember, we're just ordinary people trying to do extraordinary things.